do distinguish between void contracts and illegal contracts. First, scope. Void contracts or void agreement do not be illegal. I just told you all void contracts or void agreements are not illegal. However, all illegal agreements are always void. Correct? Next, it is not necessary that void contracts or agreements are forbidden by law. But with 100% surety, I can say that illegal agreements are forbidden by law. Next, punishment. There may be no punishment for void agreements. Now, if an earthquake comes and destroys my godown, the contract becomes void. Do you think there'll be any punishment for me? There'll be no punishment for me. But if I enter into a contract and ask a person to supply me with arms and ammunition, don't you think that will be against law? And since it is against law, don't you think it will be an punishable offense? It surely will be a punishable offense. So if you enter into illegal agreements, it will always be punishable. You'll be liable for punishment. Next, collateral agreement. What do you mean by collateral? Collateral means something which is linked, something which is secondary, something which is running along with the main thing. So if this is a line which is the main line, I can say this is the collateral line. This is the main line. I can say this is the collateral line. Means something which is running along with the main thing, something which is secondary, something which is linked in some way or related in some way to the main or the primary thing. So a collateral agreement means an agreement which is linked with a main agreement. I'll just give you an example. There was a person A who contracted with B that he'll sell go down to him for rupees 10 lakhs. So B will give him rupees 10 lakhs. Now this is the main contract. Now what is happening is there is another person. There is another person C. Now just because B does not currently have 10 lakh rupees, he contracts with C for a loan. He tells C, please give me 10 lakhs rupees now and I will repay it to you after 6 months at an interest of 10%. So C gives him loan and B assures repayment along with interest. Now if you observe closely, there are two contracts here. There are two contracts here. The first contract is between A and B. That is the main contract, the contract for selling and purchase of godown. Second contract is between B and C, which is a secondary contract. It came into existence because of first contract. It's a related linked contract with the first contract, the main primary or the important contract. So now let's say C advances the loan to B, and before making the payment, before B making the payment to A, lightning struck and destroyed his godown. So this contract becomes void. What about this contract? The contract between B and C. Do you think this contract also becomes void? If this contract also becomes void, what about the loan that C has advanced to B? C has given B rupees 10 lakhs as loan. If this contract will become void, it will not be enforceable in the court. C will have no rights over B. B will have no liabilities towards C. That means B gets to keep rupees 10 lakhs. Wouldn't that be injustice? Wouldn't that be unfair to C? Do you think law will allow that? No, law will never allow that. So this contract remains valid. It does not become void. You can see that the main contract has become void, yet the collateral contract has remained valid. If the law avoids this contract, it will be injustice to C. So law keeps the collateral contract as valid. So we get the statement: collateral contract of void contract is valid, but collateral contract of an illegal contract is always void. For this also, I'll give you an example. There was a person X and a person Y. X contracts with Y to smuggle gold, where he will get 50% of the smuggling. So X will give him 50% of whatever he has smuggled for Y. So the contract is for smuggling. Now, do you think this contract is a valid contract? No, it's not valid because they are smuggling things. Smuggling is illegal. So this contract becomes an illegal contract. Okay. Now there is another contract between Y and Z, where Y tells Z, if you help me in the smuggling, I'll give you 25% of whatever has been smuggled. So what will Z do? Z will help Y. So now there are two contracts. First, is between X and Y, which I have marked in blue, and the second is between Y and Z, which I am marking in green. So there are two contracts. Which one do you think is the main contract? The main contract obviously is between X and Y for smuggling. The second contract between Y and Z is a collateral contract. It's a secondary contract. It's a contract which is related to the main contract. Now in this case, can you tell me, if the first contract is illegal, what do you think the second contract is valid, it's void, or it's illegal. The second contract is also illegal. You can see that it is illegal. So we can conclude that whatever be the collateral contracts, if the main contract is illegal, it tends to give its shadow to the collateral contract. It tends to lend its properties to the collateral contracts, and thus the collateral contracts also get the illegality and they become illegal. And once they become illegal, they become void. So all the collateral contracts of illegal contracts are void. The last point is effects. A void agreement is not void ab initio. Please remember the definition. A void agreement or a contract is a contract which ceases to be enforceable. Ceases means stops to be enforceable. That means before stopping to be enforceable, it was valid. So we can say that it is not void ab initio. Void ab initio means void at initiation, that is void at the beginning or void at the start. So void contracts do not start as void contracts, they start as valid contracts and later on go on to become void contracts, whereas illegal contracts start off as void only. So we can call them as void ab initio. Void ab initio means void since the beginning, void since the start, void at the initiation point. When they start, when they begin, they are void since that time only. But void contracts become void after some time. So they are not void ab initio, whereas illegal contracts are void ab initio.